Woo, can you believe it? We're finally revealing my Hay Home Reno. It feels long overdue. It's taken us a little longer than we expected, but I'm excited to start today with the kids' rooms. Because we went about this reno trying to make it healthy for the family, I really want to walk you through some of the choices that we made and how it all came to be. I'm Rebecca Hay, founder and creative director at Rebecca Hay Design. I've been doing this interior design business for more than a decade, and yet I've never designed my own home. So I'm about to embark on my own home renovation. My goal, to make it sustainable and healthy. Is it possible? I really don't know, but we're about to find out. As you guys know, we had a few hurdles. We found asbestos, we had to rework some duct work. It took us a little longer than we thought. Joseph's room though, it's so worth it. I know that it's healthy. I know that there's nothing in the floor that will cause us to get sick. Also, that ductwork, it means now that the air flows around the room as opposed to just in one central part. In Sarah's room, there really isn't that much that we changed. It was just a refresh, a little bit of paint, and it's so girly. I can't wait for you to see it. Welcome to Sarah's new bedroom. Obviously, we painted it this lovely shade of pink and wanted it to be girly but functional. So Sarah's bed, this beautiful bed, used to be mine when I was a little girl. Actually, this quilt was my great aunt's, and I don't know if she made it, but somebody made it by hand. So it's kind of nice to bring in those vintage touches. The drapery, the Roman, isn't that beautiful? I love that relaxed Roman look. It's what we call a fixed or a faux Roman shade. It doesn't operate, doesn't go up and down, but this wonderful recycled plastic blind goes up to showcase, wait for it, a brick wall. I love that it is made from plastic, like recycled water bottles. I love that. This is the art that we used to have in the nursery, so it just kind of adds a playful touch. And then there's that light, which is gorgeous Hudson Valley princess light fixture on the ceiling. Each little piece of glass is in the shape of a flower. It casts the most beautiful sparkly glow, and she loves it. The closet interior, we had reimagined what to do in there because it really wasn't functional. So we had Simply Closets do a custom built-in and creatively decided to do the rods hanging at different heights so that little Sarah can actually reach her little dresses, and it's been so wonderful. She loves going in there in the morning to pick what she's gonna wear. Ooh, why don't you show that, everybody? Those are your beautiful shoes. And when you get dressed in the morning, you pick your own clothes, don't you? Yep, got drawers for all of her socks and undies and t-shirts and all that jazz. And then this side has a rod that she can reach for all of her princess costumes, and then just extra shelves. So they run all the way back there. Don't look at my mess. So that future, as she grows, we can always rejig them. The rods can move up or down, and ultimately she's gonna need all this closet. But it works really, really well. I think it's probably one of my favorite closets we've done. Almost like it more than mine, almost. I was worried that the dark wood floor would make it feel smaller, but actually, I don't feel that way at all. We layered it with a lovely vintage rug. The whole room feels super fresh. But one of the true themes in Sarah's room is sustainability. You guys know that I went into this really hoping I could find a way to be healthy and sustainable in my design choices. It was really quite difficult, but I can say that when it comes to furniture, we have it locked down. I found some great vintage pieces that we were able to upcycle and even just use as is. That great piece of art from Elle and Eve is a really nice nostalgic touch that adds a lot of character to the room. That's an old banker's chair that we had painted white. It's been sitting in our office for ages, and I thought, wouldn't that be a cute little addition? So there's all those little touches that really bring character, and I love knowing that, you know, we didn't increase our carbon footprint just to get a bunch of new things. The basket nightstand, that's from my family cottage. The one thing we kept throughout the entire renovation are those beautiful old interior doors. They have layers and layers of paint on them, but I think they add a ton of character, and I love how they complement the brand new door hardware. We found these beautiful glass knobs with the brass rosette that you saw me find at Upper Canada Specialty Hardware. And they are Emtek. They're beautiful. They are very high end. And I love how they just add a little bit of new with a nod to the old. The brass hinges match perfectly and they make the doors actually close properly. A novelty for an old house, I can tell you. So I'm curious what you think. If you love Sarah's room, what's your favorite part? Because we are about to reveal Joseph's room. Welcome to Joseph's room. Isn't it the cutest? I love this room. It is so airy. It is so bright. It's green and blue. It's fresh. It's classic. The lights, I mean, it's so funny because I wasn't going to change the ceiling fixture. It was a plain white flush mount fixture. And then when I saw these lights by Hudson Valley, I thought, oh my goodness, that is playful. It's fun. It has just the right amount of brass that picks up on the other elements. And even after we ordered them, I have to say, I was like, did I make the right decision? Like, I don't really need to change them. Oh my goodness, it elevates the entire room. And we were able to repurpose the old ones, don't worry, at the cottage. So nothing got thrown out. No lights were harmed in the making of this film. So this is probably like the pièce de résistance when you enter the room. This, honestly, we looked for a long time to find a great bunk bed. I wanted a bunk bed so that he could have a sleepover when the pandemic is over if his sister wanted to share the room with him. We have low ceilings, so we needed to do something that was lower. This is an IKEA bed. It was not expensive. I found it actually secondhand on Kijiji. So this is a sustainable find. And then I added this beautiful wallpaper. It's a remnant that was left over at the office. Had it cut, glued it to the side just to add a bit of personality. I'm not a DIY girl, but it kind of worked. We had Night and Day Decor make these custom linen curtains. How cute are they? For the bottom bunk, so it's like a little hideout. Really fun is we can do story time in here as a family, usually just mommy because daddy's a little too large to fit under here. The great thing is these are held on by buttons. They're safe. If they rip off, you just button them back on. And I think it just adds a little bit of fun and personality to what would otherwise be a boring bunk bed. Something that everybody loves in this room are those incredible Hudson Valley lighting lights. That sconce light is so super cute for reading and it's dimmable, so we're able to turn the light on as bright as we want and then slowly dim it. The best part is that it's articulating, which means it can move. It comes out and it moves. So look, at bedtime, we move it away, we turn it off so that he doesn't bump his head. It's brilliant. Let's talk about those beautiful drapes. We had those custom made by Night and Day Decor, and I selected a Kelly green fabric that initially I thought I would just do the drapes completely green, and then I realized it's a lot of green because we also painted those closet doors Kelly green. We came up with this idea to do a block, sort of like a block print, right? Where we do the lower half of the draperies in a nice cream fabric, and then we added a thick ribbon. It's a ribbon really, essentially, in the navy, right along at the exact same height as the chair rail in the room. I think it makes it so elegant. It is a blackout lining, so when those things are shut and it's 8 o'clock on a Sunday or a summer Saturday, Joseph doesn't know that the sun's still out. Those drapes are layered in front of the Hunter Douglas Duette, the top down, bottom up light rise, and they are awesome. They actually insulate because they have little pockets of air inside. And one of the best features of them is that you can pull them down. And so you can be here, and especially with online school, it was really great for Joseph to be in his room. He could still see out, see the trees, see the sky, but people on the street couldn't look in. So this closet was always pretty big, not that functional. We added more hanging storage. And my favorite part is this little nook right here that he has to put. Right now it's books, it could be bins with toys, extra shirts, any of that jazz, because we had this kind of wasted space to use. And then, I mean, typical drawers. He's not even really using much of it, to be honest with you. There's a hanging rod here. We just have a laundry basket because he's a boy and he's 6. I imagine as he gets older, there'll be more clothes, but this works just fine for me. Oh, and of course we painted the interior green to match the doors. So let's talk about the floor. That beautiful hardwood is such a great change from all that broadloom carpet. And we had this really great rug downstairs in the living room that we just brought up here, and it helps to keep it nice and light and bright. Moving the ductwork made a huge difference. We used to have those 2 floor grates right in the middle of the room, which would have been impossible to put a rug on top of. So by moving them, it's also improved the air circulation in the room, which is important because this room sits on top of the porch, has 3 exterior walls and lots of windows. So it gets hot in the summer and cold in the winter. We added some thoughtful details to his bedroom, like obviously we styled the shelves. They don't stay like this all the time, but it's nice to see them like that every once in a while. You know, there's a lot of vintage items in here. The globe that we found at Eve at the consignment store, which actually Joseph loves. He loves to feel the mountain ranges and see where countries are and cities are in relation to each other, so that's kind of fun. And then there's that wicker chair. The wicker chair was actually the head chair at the dining table at my family cottage, but of course our family cottage sold last summer, so I inherited a few pieces and I thought this was a really great memory, and it fits so nicely. I love the natural wood with all of the green and the navy in the room. It softens it, it adds a lot of depth. And then honestly, just little bits and bobs that we found throughout the years. And it all's come together so wonderfully. But that's it. That is Joseph's room. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. There's so many little details. I would love to hear what you think. Please let me know what's your favorite element of this room design, of the 2 kids' rooms, and I can't wait to reveal the rest of the second floor to you very soon. See you soon.